Hello, my crafty friends. It's Marie from Mariesvermontcreations, and it is day 8 of the Countdown to Christmas card series with Michele from Scrap Secrets. And our theme for today is Hanukkah. So I am going to be using tumbled glass and Uncharted Mariner Distress Oxide to ink blend on this panel. And so while I'm doing that, I just thought I would tell you a little bit about the series. So Michele and I are creating 25 projects. We started at the end of September and it will go until December, I think 22nd. 2 projects a week on Mondays and Fridays with different themes or techniques. I will make sure to link Michele's channel down below, and along with the playlist for 2023 and 2024. And at the end screen of my video, I will have the 2025 current playlist that you can catch up if you're missing any. So I want to thank everyone for joining and watching this series. I greatly appreciate it. I do want to give a big shout out to my Uncle Ronnie in Tennessee. I recently learned that he's watching my videos, so thank you, Uncle Ronnie. I greatly appreciate it. Sending you and Kathy all the love. So I am just finishing up my ink blending here. I am going back with the tumbled glass just to give that a better blend in the middle, and then I'm going to clean up my mess. And then the stamp set is from Simon Says Stamp, and I will take the String of Lights, the Happy Hanukkah sentiment, and then the candle set, and I am going to stamp that using the VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink. I am going to line everything up and pick it up in my Misty, and then I will actually add some double-sided adhesive to the back of my panel just to make sure that it doesn't shift, since I'm not keeping it in the corner of the Misty, because that makes it a little more challenging to line it back up if I needed to stamp again. And I do stamp the Happy Hanukkah sentiment twice. The rest of it came out pretty good the first time. There was only a little bit of splotchiness in the Hanukkah word that I wanted to make sure was good and crisp, so I did do that twice. So I'm just making sure that everything fits in here and doesn't crowd the other stamps. So now that I've picked it up, I'll just add some of that adhesive on the back to give myself a better chance of not screwing this up, and it worked this time. And then once I get that all stamped down, I am going to adhere it to an A2 size card base using my liquid glue. And it's quick and simple card, definitely something that would be easy to mass produce. You could add some, you could definitely color if you wanted to. You could color in the lights, you could color in the string of lights, you could color the candles. There's definitely some options. You could add some embellishments, but I opted to keep this one fairly simple. And then I am also going to be doing a second card. So once I show you this finished Hanukkah card, if you are not a fan of snarky content, then I would suggest that you end the video once this card is put together, because the other one has a little bit of sass in it, because it is from one of my all-time favorite Christmas movies. So we'll get that in a second once I get this panel adhered down using my liquid glue. So I don't usually have a need for a lot of Hanukkah cards, but I think it's always good to have in my stash because I never know. So I'm curious to see what Michele makes with this. I haven't seen her project. We haven't been talking about them as we normally do ahead of time. So like I said, if this is not your thing, definitely time to end the video. But here is Clark W. Griswold. It's pattern paper and stamp sets that I recently got from Ink Road Stamps. So I am adhering this down. It is Clark wearing the Santa hat, his face over and over again, and this back section is Aunt Bethany. So if you wanted to use that, you certainly could. And then I will take the sentiment, which is, the scene from The Office with Clark and his boss, and he's saying to the line of people, Merry Christmas, kiss my ass, kiss his ass, Happy Hanukkah. That's what this one says. So I'm going to stamp that on this piece of white cardstock using the same black ink. And once I get that done, I will cut it out using my paper trimmer, and then I will cut out a slightly larger piece of red glitter paper, and I will adhere the sentiment to the glitter paper using some foam squares. I just find it's easier to get things to stick to glitter paper if you use some foam or double-sided adhesive. You could use liquid glue. Sometimes I'm not always patient to wait and let it dry. So now that it's all trimmed out, I'm just going to get my foam squares on there, and then once it's adhered to the red glitter paper, I will adhere that to the center of the card, and that will be my 2 projects for day 8 of the holiday card series. I will, like I said, link Michele's channel down below, so I hope that you'll check out her video. And if you have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to leave them for me, because there will be a giveaway at the end of the series, and I will randomly select one video from the series to select the winner from. So the more you comment, the more chances you have to be potentially entered into the giveaway. So if you have any questions about that, definitely let me know. And as always, I hope that you all have a great day.